Shall we start? Are you comfortable? Right, by name I am Aruna Gamati, so I am working as a professor in human resource management, attached to the Department of Human Resource Management of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce of the University of Srilanka. So I have been working there as an academic for 30 years. I'm a product of the same university back in 1994, and I joined the Department of Human Resource Management in the year 1995 as a lecturer probationary. While I am teaching, I did my master's in the same university and completed in the year 2000. In the year 2000, I was able to secure one of the prestigious award given by Japanese government to do my doctorate studies in Japan. I was in Japan from the year 2005. In the year 2005, a major university conferred my doctorate with the best foreign students award. So I was the best foreign students major university in the year 2005. You may be thinking that I am boasting. Yes, I'm boasting, but with the right, thank you. With the reason. I was back in the country in the year 1995 and started working as a senior lecturer attached to the Department of Human Resource Management. University granted me 5 years study leave. Then in the year 2009, I was appointed as the head of the Department of HR. I was the head Department of Human Resource Management. And I completed my tenure. So we assume administrative position something for 3 years. Or maximum 2. So I completed in the year 2012. And again in the year 2014, I was promoted to the post of professor in HR. Year 2019, I was again appointed as the coordinator of MBA and MSc programs. So we are running 2 master programs, MBA, Master Business Administration, and the Master Management. So I was appointed as the coordinator. I completed recently. Again, last year, I was promoted to post of senior professor in English. So that is the highest rank of our career. Highest position. Right. That is all about myself. As I have heard and I said video, so before delivering lecture or any speech, so we have to know our audience. Without knowing your audience, don't do any lecture or any speech. One thing I know is that you are on excellence in the action. This is your level 2. Right. I want to know something more. Why don't you say something more about this? Who is he? Charlie. What do you need, doctor? Okay. And what is it? Counseling. What else? Was your immediate boss? Chief accountant. Mr. Pradeep retired recently. He was the additional general manager or regulations. HR department, HR division is divided into 2. Training and development. Not. Industrial relations. Okay, so what else? Anything nice to say? Huh? Sorry, good piece of information. Any personal quality? She's good. She's very good. Every other son, careful. She has me to say like, okay, it's me. Yes, sir. We'll see.
It's Jennifer. What is it?
So you are don't tell lies. Is it huh? Huh?
BSAA working.
What is the place?
Yeah,
Huh?
your coded maintenance services. It's the management database. PLC set. Okay, so
So capacity
it's the estimate of
your hometown. Where school you attend?
I didn't do some goals. PLC, Sivadan College. O-levels, you had a system.
Okay. Who is behind? Huh? Maybe. What is? Huh?
First in the world for inform manager, theory auditor.
Okay. What is the original?
He said
Okay. She looks so. What is It's from? Who's it? Yeah. What is the capacity in this? What do you answer? What is the branch? Why? Sorry, I'm not going to be sorry. In person quality only. Huh? Oh, kind. Yes, I'm great kind. Okay, so how about the one? So do you know the reason why I asked you to introduce not by yourself, but the one is next to you? I'm telling all those things with reasons. Easy, I could ask you to introduce yourself. I didn't know it. Why? Have you heard about John D. Rockefeller? John D. Rockefeller was a businessman. He was one of the most major businessmen. Just like Elon Musk today. Elon Musk is the greatest person. He was like, he has an oil refinery. So John D. Rockefeller has once said that he was ready to pay more for human skills than any other skills under the sun. ඊළඟට තියෙන අනිකුත් කුසලතාවයන් වඩා මානව සම්බන්ධතා පැවැත්මේ කුසලතාවය තියෙන කෙනෙක්ම වැඩි ඉගෙන I think that statement is more valid today than yesterday. Instead, what does it say? It highlights the importance of human skills. All the skills we need in order to make our career life success, personal life success, can be divided into two. One is hard skill, the other one is soft skills. Hard skills you get from the job, subject. That is hard. It's very important. Without hard skills, you can't get a job. Consider a job. But once you get a job, what is more important is not your hard skills, but your soft skills, your people skills, your personal skills, transferable skills, employability skills, all are called soft skills. Understand? Very important. Without soft skills, you will not be able to sustain. You will not be able to climb your career ladder. Very, very important. So hard skills alone will not do anything. It's not service. You have to develop yourself. Unfortunately, there's no any particular university programs to use soft skills. There are many types of soft skills. I can describe nearly 30 plus soft skills. Among them, one is networking. Sorry, networking is very, very important soft skills. So you have to develop networks. Understand network means network. Network means network. Your network is your network. You get many things done because your network. I get many things in my career like that through network. Although we write letters officially and say nothing in that, that is the nature. It's just something like that. Not only in our country, even in developed countries, networks are very, very important. We get many things through our network. So wherever you are, whenever you are, you have to develop networks as much as possible. as many as possible. So, we have but and so that you should understand with whom you are dealing. You should know it. Very important. I do not just learn what degree. You'll be able to do it. Right? But it is more than that. By attending lectures, so you be with us, you can develop your network. It's very important. And we should not teach. And so I just question. How long have you worked together? 7 months. It's a noticeable period of time. Sorry. Who's behind? Huh? Okay. Are you present? Sana pulang dia kan? Is that true? Yes. Malali? In person colleagues? Okay. Who is? She's. Huh? At least you got it now. Now. Fine. Okay, sir. Huh? You tell me. Is that true? Right. Any personal quality? Huh? Good friends. Friends. Okay, no worries.
She's got a gun. Yes, sir.
No different.
I don't feel.
Any personal quality on?
She's like a bunny. I think it's a good thing.
Oh, that's a support here in really science. Huh?
She's
Working? Yeah. Is it the
you.
BB? Any personal quality? Okay, I'll give you everybody same for me. Good. Correct. Right, okay, so I understand that there are some online participants. Today we have only one. Okay. Yes, online participants. How can we know that? Has he done? Can we check it? No. Right, okay, no worries. I don't know whether he can hear. Right, okay, no worries. Right, so we are going to meet 10 weeks, am I correct? We have 10 sessions. Right. Within that 10 sessions, we are going to learn some fundamentals of human resource management, HR. So in order to learn HR and human resource management, it takes nearly 4 years. Like it is a specialized degree at university. Right? But we are supposed to learn human resource management within 30 hours. You can understand how far we can learn. Understand, so I'm not going to make you a human resource expert. It is possible, but it is not possible within 30 hours. Understand? But on the other hand, you are not going to be HR professionals. You won't be in your respective field. But whatever your designation, so human resource management is very important for any manager. So understand if you are going to be a manager, if you are manager or going to manager, there should have some subordinates who are working under you. If there are no subordinates, he is not a manager. There should have this one. Understand? Right. If you have some subordinates, you have to get things done through your subordinate. That is what is called manage. Management is the art of getting things done through your subordinate. So that every manager has to get things done through their subordinate. So that there should have subordinates. There are no subordinates, not a manager. Then there should have one. So you have to get things done through your subordinate. So if you want to get things done through your subordinate, you should learn the art of getting things done. And that art is universal management. Understand? Teaches you how to get things done through your subordinate. So that this particular subject is very important for you for two reasons. One is to make your career life a success. So everybody wants to achieve the success and the progress success of your career life. And not only in our career life, we have a personal life too. We have to make our personal life success too. Right? So that this particular subject helps a lot in order to make your career life successful. On the other hand, you want to earn your degree. So you are reading for BSAA applied accounting degree. So you want to earn the degree. So in order to earn your degree, so you have to get through this. You have to earn the required credits. And so that basically there are two reasons for it. You not secure degree, but do not confine by studying this particular subject just only to get the required credits. Get your degree. It is more than that. Understand? So I'm not going to undermine the other subjects. Important other subjects. You have some more subjects. I don't know the number of subjects you are supposed to follow. Depends on the level. Right. So, however, understand this particular subject is not just like other subject. It is the most important subject for all the other subjects. Right. So I'm not going to undermine the subjects again. So that I want all of you to put much effort in studying this particular subject. Okay. So this is not an examination oriented teaching, just like A-level. So we are going to discuss, we are going to learn. So human resource management with the knowledge we have got, we are supposed to sit for the exam. Understand? So in case of your final evaluation, so you have to sit for in-semester exam, which carries only 70% of the marks of the total. So 30% of marks have been allocated for your continuous assessment. That is mandatory. Yes, ma'am. 70% for final exam, 30% for assignments. You have to do two assignments. One is a group project. How many members are there in your group? 80. So depending on number, we will divide. We inform groups. There should have 5 members. Depending on that, we will change the number. Then you have to sit for a midterm test. So upon the completion of 7th session, we are going to have a midterm test. So facing a midterm test is also very important because you have to ready for the midterm test. So going to get ready for midterm test helps you to sit for your final exam. Understand? Right. So with the completion of 7th session, we will conduct a midterm test. Group project. So in your group project, you have to select a particular organization that you have got access to HR manager. You can select your own organization. Place where you are working. And select your own. But you should have access to HR manager. Right? You have to discuss HR manager. And you have to, having discussed, you have to answer HR related problem, practical problem. Understand? So when you are going to discuss, focus on the practical problems the organization faces. No worries, almost all the problems are HR related problems in the organization. 85% of problems any organization are facing HR related. So that you will be able to find problems, problems very easily. Then you have to analyze the problem. What are the symptoms of the problem? What are the root cause of the problem? The impact of the problem. Has the organization taken some steps to solve the problem? If so, why it can go wrong? Right? Then you have to finally suggest solutions to the problem. Okay, right. In order to analyze the problem, you have to have some sort of knowledge about HR. So we are going to gain that knowledge. Right? You have to have sufficient knowledge to do the design. Now you can think of selecting an organization problem. Then you can use the knowledge that you have got from the other subject in order to analyze. So have you learned about management? Fundamentals of management. How about statistics? Right? You can use the knowledge you have got from other subjects in order to analyze this. If you have. If not, it is okay. Right. Then there are two things you have to do. One is so to write a report. I will give instructions to do it. You have to write a report in that particular problem. And the second one is to present it to the class. Presentation. Okay. Right. So I will upload all the instructions to the LMS you can go through since we have time. So you may understand. Okay. We have time. So I wanted to let you know on the very first day because you can get ready. So you need not to so panic. You may have enough time. So keep in mind that you have to do it. We will decide the date of presentation and submission date. Okay. Right. Today we are going to give a brief introduction to the subject. And very slowly I'm suffering from fall, so that comfortable. Okay, please bear in mind. Today we are going to discuss the nature of this particular subject. Anybody who can hear me? Okay, then do it. Okay, so there are several learning outcomes of the first session. So you should understand the learning outcomes before you are going in deep. First, we are going to describe the term human resource management. Sometime you might have heard. We are going to give a good definition to HRM. Then we are going to analyze the generic purpose. Once you understand that human resource importance of human management, sometimes you may suggest your boss to establish good human resource management system. Your boss may say that why we should be concerned about HR when we are running without a proper human management system. Understand, in Sri Lanka, there are many organizations running without proper human resource management systems. Okay, there are many. So once you are going to suggest to establish good HRM system to a particular organization, then your boss may ask why we should be concerned. We are running it for profit. We don't need HRM system. So then we have to have an answer. Understand? So your answer is the generic purpose. If you understand the generic purpose, you can so make anybody understand the importance of human resource management. So, what is the generic purpose of human resource management? We will discuss that. Then, in order to achieve that generic purpose, there are several strategic goals. We have 4 strategic goals. Recently, one more added. So, altogether, there are 5 strategic goals. In order to achieve strategic goals, there are several objectives of HR. There are several. We are going to discuss about objectives of human resource management. Then we are going to talk about the responsibility of performing human resource management functions. There are so-called human resource management functions to be performed in order to achieve objectives, study goals, and general purpose. There are several functions. So we can list down nearly 18 functions of HR. So you must have heard some of the functions, right? Then, who are responsible for human resource management functions? What is your idea? Who should be responsible for performing human resource management functions? There are several. For example, recruitment is one of the functions, selection is another function, delivery planning is another function, job analysis, job designing, then hiring, induction, performance evaluation, training, development, team management, so a lot of functions. So we can discover here 80 functions. Who should be responsible for performing those functions? Whose responsibility is HR? Huh? Head of the HR. Yes, head of the HR, basically, so responsible. But understand, responsibility of human resource management rests on all the managers. HR. Right. Your designation may be manager finance. Not HR, fine. But it doesn't mean that you are not responsible. You are responsible. Because there are some people who are working under you. Understand? Right. So that so you cannot do it if you are responsible. You are responsible. If there are some subordinates who are working under you, so you have to be responsible. For example, performance evaluation is one of the function to be performed. So, who should evaluate the performance of your subordinate? Either the HR manager. HR manager does not know. He knows nothing about them. It is you who know the level of performance of your subordinate. You should engage in evaluating performance. When it comes to training and development, can the HR manager train your subordinate? No. He does not know the type of skills, knowledge. So your subordinate should. It is you who understand. It is you who should ignore. Understand? So that responsibility of human resource management rests on all the managers. So that we are going to argue the fact that every manager is a human resource manager. Every manager, whether you like or not, you are a human resource manager. You have a role responsibility. You have to work as human manager. Understand? So if you have got some subordinates, you are going to be a human resource manager too. So responsibility of human management rests on every manager. Or understand? Right. Argue every manager is a human resource manager. We have several facts. There are 7 facts that we can use to argue that every manager is a human resource manager. Then explain the importance of HR. We are going to stress that human resource management is the most important branch of organizational management. There are many branches of management. What are the branches of management? There are several branches. Organizational management. What are they? Different branches of organizational management. Everybody knows. Simple. Marketing management, finance management, operation management, or production management. Right? Yeah, sales. So then research and development, information, and HR. Among all the branches, we are going to argue that human management is the most important branch of it. So I am not telling for the sake of telling, I am not telling all those things because it is my field. That is the legal terms. So we have facts. We discuss that. Right. So those are the learning outcomes of this particular session. So upon the completion of this session, you must have achieved these objectives. Okay, is that clear? Right, it is a big session. I am going to take 2 days to cover up everything because we will not be able to study everything in HRM, but at least we have to have good understanding about the nature of the subject. Understand? Right. We will start our discussion. Right. So let me start the discussion by raising very simple question. So I like to use dialectic method of teaching or Socrates method of teaching. What is the Socrates method of teaching? Or dialectic method of teaching? It's all about teaching by questioning. Teaching by questioning. So I am going to ask questions. So with those questions, you will be able to learn a lot. So I'm not going to ask questions not to put you into trouble, but to get you engaged. And engagement is very important in order to learn. As we have heard from the Chinese proverb, which goes like this. If you tell me, I will forget. If you show me, I will remember. But if you get me involved, I will learn. Understand? So involvement is very important in order to learn. Right. So I want to get you involved in that to learn. So that I want to ask some questions. Okay, let's start. So what is the ultimate goal of any society? The ultimate goal of any country, society, or any country? Yes. We may have many goals, but ultimate goal, what is the ultimate goal of any society, any country, any economy? Ultimate goal. What is that? As you understand?
Yeah, it's
Satisfying?
yeah,
Yes, understand. So ultimate goal of any country, any society, any economy is to increase and improve the standard living of its people. So everybody wants to increase, enhance, improve the standard living. So ජීවන තත්ත්වය. සෑම රටක්ම සමාජෙම ආර්ථික උත්සාහ දරන්නේ ඒ රටේ සමාජයේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ජීවන තත්ත්වය නම් බලන්න. What is by standard living? That is the level of well-being enjoyed by people. How people get the so-called level of well-being, as he mentioned, so by satisfying their needs and wants. We have many needs and wants. We are striving to meet our needs and wants. So if we can meet our needs and wants, so we can get the so-called level of well-being. First time, otherwise no. Right? Right. How people meet their needs and wants? How people satisfy their needs and wants? What are they doing? What is the basic act they have to do? Yes, they have to consume either good or service. There's no any other way. So people will consume either good or service. We have to consume either good or service in order to achieve our needs and wants. Right? So that in order to consume a good or service, so we have to have good or service, good and service. So that goods and services are very, very important for any society, any economy, any country, because it is good. By the good or service that meet related needs and wants of its people. From where do we get those needs and goods and services? Goods and services are very important, imperative, it's iconic. From where do we get? Yes. So do you produce the goods and services by yourself for your consumption? Case of some goods, it is not possible. You will not be able to do it. Right? So the majority of goods and services are produced not by ourselves. But there are some consumers who produce the so-called goods and services by themselves. Farmer who produce the paddy, he consumes. Women who teach the proxy wares. But it is very small in amount, negligible. Understand? So that majority of goods and services are produced by whom? Majority of goods and services produced by who produce? Yes. There should have someone to produce. Otherwise, we don't get it. If you are not producing so-called goods and services, who produce? Huh? Yes, understand. It is organizations. Right? So goods and services are not produced by individuals, not individual, but organization. Understand? It is organization that produce so-called goods and services that we consume. So the organizations are very, very important for any country, any society, any economy, because it is organization that produce the so-called goods and services. Are you with me? Agree? Okay. Then tell me, what do you mean by an organization? It is organization that produce so-called goods and services for our consumption. If there are no organizations, no goods, no services, no one develops well-being. Understand? What do you mean by an organization? We are dealing with many organizations throughout our life, from home to home. Sometimes we are permanent members of some of the organization. Sometimes, although we are not permanent members, so we are dealing with those organizations. What do you mean by an organization? What is an organization?
Collection of people working together
Okay.
to satisfy needs and wants.
Okay, collection of people working together to satisfy
Needs and
human needs. Okay, very good. But here, because there is a collection of people, it is not an organization. For example, on my way to your campus today, on the wayside, I noticed, I saw some bus stall. In those bus stall, there were some people who were waiting for bus. Is it an organization? People who are waiting for a bus at the bus stop. Maybe when there is a group of people, it is not an organization. So then people who are waiting for a bus at the bus stop, it's not an organization. Right? So there are three unique characteristics. There are three unique characteristics of an organization. One is a group of people. That should a group is two. There are two more unique characteristics. What are they? Huh? Same purpose, common purpose, or common goal. There should have common goal. What do you mean by a goal? Goal should have common goal, not individual goal. What is common goal? Okay, forget about common goal. What do you mean goal? What is a goal?
to achieve in the
The things we want to achieve in the future. Those are the desired targets to be achieved. Those are the favorable targets to be achieved. Those are the favorable targets. Desirable target. What is a common goal? Common goal, not individual goal. Yes. Everyone should have common goal. Thank you. Common goal is a goal to be achieved through the cooperation and collaboration of everyone. If everybody do not cooperate, collaborate, that goal can be. That is common. One more characteristic. Group of people, common goal. Huh? One more. Working together. Working together means working cooperatively. A group of people who are working together in order to achieve a common goal. So that we define the term organization, a group of people who are working together in order to achieve a common goal. A group of people who are working together in order to achieve a common, in order to achieve a common goal. It's an organization. Group of people who interact with each other for the purpose of achieving common goals. Three characteristics: group of people, common goal, and interactions. Understand? So you might have studied these things. Just to recap what we have learned. Right. Organizations are established with a reason or reason. Without a reason, no organization is established. What is the common purpose of establishing organizations? Common purpose of establishing organizations. Yes. What is the common purpose of establishing or starting organizations? What is organization? Yes. Common purpose? What?
achieve the common.
Yes, that is my question. Common goal. What is the common goal? Huh? Earning profit. Earning profit is a specific purpose. Specific goal. Because there are some organizations that do not aim at profit. For example, government sponsored organizations. How about cooperatives? How about NGOs? They do not aim at profits. It is only for private sector organizations. And so that earning profit is a specific goal, not a common purpose. So what is the common purpose of establishing organizations? Common purpose. Yes, that should be ideally, that should be the common purpose. Common purpose of organization is to serve the mankind or human society. How? By satisfying human needs. Otherwise, so there's no any survival for that organization. See, there is an organization, so there should have usefulness to the people. Otherwise, people will drive away. So, understand? हमारा संविधान आयोग government is funded. So there's no any use of that organization to people. I don't know whether organizers have understood this or not. Ideally, ideally, so common purpose of establishing organization is to serve the mankind human society. How? By producing a good service and distributing it. Otherwise, there's no use of that organization to the people. That should be the common purpose. In order to achieve that common purpose, organization can establish specific purpose. Almost all the organizations are same, you, me, and others. We are same in terms of common purpose. But we all are different in terms of our specific purposes. Understand? So we can establish our own purpose. What are the specific purpose? Profit maximization is one of the specific purpose. Likewise, there are several other specific purposes. Tell me, what are the other specific purposes organizations can achieve? Yes. What are they? Specific purpose. Is that? Profit maximization. How about customer satisfaction? Customer satisfaction. Yes. So customer satisfaction is one of the specific. You want to satisfy your customer. How about employee satisfaction? You can't satisfy your customers unless you satisfy your employee. So customers are satisfied to the satisfaction of employee. If employees are not happy, you can't make your customers satisfied. Right. And how about generating of employment opportunities, especially relevant to government sector organizations? Generating of employment. How about increasing market share? Right. So we want to increase our market share. So how about to increase the net worth of our stakeholders? So those are the specific goals, right? Is that clear? Profit maximization, customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction. So increasing market share, generating more employment opportunities, increasing the net asset bonus. So those are the specific purpose. Right. Whatever the specific purpose, do you understand what we discussed? Is that clear? I'm narrating the story. You can keep that story in your mind so you know everything about the nature. Let's see. Right. So whatever the specific purpose organizations can establish, there is a primary work to be done in order to achieve those specific goals. What is the primary work or principal task? There is a principal task to be done in order to achieve so-called specific goals. What is that? Yes. There is a principal task to be done, primary work to be done. What is that primary work or principal task? Can you guess?
Produce goods or services.
Yes, to produce either good or service and marketing. There's no any other way. That is the principal task, primary work. Understand? Without producing and marketing either good or service, can you achieve your goal? No. Right? So that primary work to be done is to produce either good or service and marketing. Okay. So in order to produce so-called good or service, what is required? How goods and services are produced? What are required? How goods and services are produced or made? Yes? හොඳ බහන්න ඔසේවා නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්න මොනවද ඕනේ? Yes, so in order to produce either good or service, resources are required. Resources are required. Resources are mobilized, resources are combined, utilized, processed to produce a process. If there are no resources, no good, no service. Understand? What is a resource? What is a resource? What is a resource? In Sinhala, we call it sampat. Or the sampat can allocate. You have done resource. What's a resource? These things are very simple, but important. You can't forget these things. Education is for life, not for mere living. Buying for something, these are basics. Basics are basics. Areas of management. You have follow the course called fundamentals of management. In US for the exam results are this, so that you will think that it's not important. No, basics are basics. So you have to understand these basics. So what is the resource? Huh? A capital is one type of resource. There are several. Manpower also one of the type of resource. You are going to classify resources. What is a resource? Resources are classified, categorized in many different ways, in many different disciplines. How do you define the term resource? Resources are inputs utilized in the process of production. Resources are factors of production. Factors of production. Resources are everything that are used in the process of production. Understand? Use some material. So resources are classified in many different ways in many different disciplines. How resources are classified or categorized in economics? According to economics, there are 4 types of resources. According to economics, there are 4 types of resources. What are they? What are the type of resources according to economics? Economics. What are they? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. So resources are classified in different ways in management. How resources are classified in management? Management classification? We have done. There are many classifications. How about 5 classification? What are they? Men, money, material, machine, then one more. What is that? And that 5 minutes. Start. Some says that it is not 5 but 6 M's. How 5 becomes 6 M's? Yes, very easy. 5 M's plus another becomes 6 M's. What is the same? What is the same? Yes, then represent for minutes. Time in seconds. Right, so time in minutes. Understand, time is a great resource. Time is great. So time and tide wait for no man. Haven't you heard? Time and tide wait for no man. Time can carry, tide can move the rada pahara, කාර්යයක් මොහොතේ රළ පහරක් මිනිසා එනකම් බලා සිටින්නේ නැත. ආවට අපිට අල්ලලා. Understand? So that do not waste your precious time. Some say that it is not 6 M but 7 names. Especially marketing people say that there are 7 names. How 6 M becomes 7 names? 6 M plus another M. What is this M? 7 M's. Market. Market is a great resource. If you have market, so you have a resource. So some others say that it is not 6n, 7n, 7n plus I. 7n plus I. What is I? What is I? Information. We are in information age. Information is great resource. That is 7n plus I classification. Understand? Right, and there's another classification called common classification. According to common classification, there are 4 types of resources: physical resource, financial resource, human resource, and information. Those are the 4 types of resources according to common classification. Right. Whatever the classifications you go through, there is one unique characteristic common to each and every resource. What is that unique characteristic? What is the unique characteristic of all the resources? Common to all the resources. Yes. If you go through all the classification, whatever it is, you may find one of the notable features. What is that? Yes. What is the unique characteristic or common feature? Common to each and every resource. Can't you guess? That is common to almost all the resources. Whether it is land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, or men, material, machine, method, whatever it is. What is that very nature? And guess? Huh? Scarcity. Scarcity is the common feature. So a feature which is common to each and every resource. Understand? So scarcity. Scarcity is the very nature of all the resources. What do you mean by scarcity? What do you mean by scarcity? All those resources are scarce. All the economic resources. All the economic resources are scarce resources. What do you mean by scarcity? Does it mean that organizations do not have resources? No. It doesn't mean that organizations do not have resources. It means that the amount of resources available is not quite enough to meet all the needs of all the things. Understand? That is right. The amount of resources available are not quite enough to meet all the needs of the organization. Understand? It doesn't mean that organizations do not have resources. Organizations do have resources, but the problem is the amount of resources available is not quite enough to meet all the needs. Right. If so, organizations have to utilize these resources in order to produce either good or service. These resources are to be combined, utilized, mobilized in order to produce either good or service. But the problem is these resources are scarce. So that organizations are not supposed to utilize these resources as they want, as they like, as they wish. You are not supposed to utilize these resources as you want, as you like, as you wish. There is a particular way of utilizing these resources. There is a particular way. What is that particular way? How these resources should be utilized or mobilized or combined? There's a particular way. How? Yes. I am logically building an argument. So you have to keep in your head. Then you will understand everything. Huh? Oh, yes, one concept which is important is efficiency. These resources are to be utilized efficiently, but efficiency alone will not suffice. Right. There's another way of utilizing. Okay, anyway, these resources are to be utilized efficiently. What do you mean by efficient utilization of resources? These resources are to be utilized efficiently. You have to utilize these resources efficiently. What is efficiency? Efficiency. You have discussed fundamentals of management. What is efficiency? Efficiency refers to what? Huh? Efficiency, what is the single term for efficiency? Single term? Oh, कार्यक्षमता. What is कार्यक्षमता? Yes. Efficiency refers to what?
Low cost, high profit.
Huh?
Low cost, high.
Low cost,
High.
high performance. Okay, so you are referring to productivity. Okay, anyway, there are some relations. Efficiency. Efficiency. Efficiency in Sinhala we call it Karyakshamata. Paradhaita productivity. That is different concept. All are related. Efficiency refers to doing things right. Efficiency refers to doing things right. What do you mean by doing things right? What do you mean doing things right? Doing things right. So efficiency refers to minimizing of wastage. Simply we can say that it's all a minimum. If you can minimize the wastage of resources, you can become efficient. Right? That is the extent to which you can minimize wastage. Your level of efficiency is the extent or the degree to which you can minimize wastage. Suppose that you can minimize wastage, you could minimize wastage 0%. Right? So what is your level of efficiency? You could minimize the wastage. So in order to do a particular project, you are given resources, you utilize resources. How did you utilize? You did not waste resources. Your wastage is 0. Understand? Your minimum waste is 0. You completed that project. No waste at all. What is your level of efficiency?
100%.
100%. You can become 100% efficient if you can minimize waste to 0. That is the extent to which you can minimize waste. I do not waste resources. Why we should not waste resources? Reason? Yes, because of this scarcity. Understand? Because of its scarcity, we have to do if resources are available, freely available, so we need not worry about the scarcity. Understand? So we need not think about so minimizing wastage. As research scarce, we have to think. But not only efficiently, there is another way we have to think, we have to utilize. What is that? Effectiveness. If resources are to be utilized effectively. Right? So effectiveness also very, very important. What is effectiveness? Effectiveness. So resource should be utilized effectively. What is effective utilization? Efficiency refers to minimizing wastage. Efficiency refers to doing things right. Effectiveness refers to doing the right thing. You have to do the right thing. So you have to do the right thing. If you have done wrong thing right, so it is useless. Possible. Right? You have to do right things right. Right? To put in different ways, effectiveness refers to achieving your goals. Right? You have to achieve your goals. If goals are not achieved, the way you utilize resources is not effective. So your goals should be achieved by utilizing resources. Understand? Right. So that efficiency refers to minimizing wastage, effectiveness refers to achieving your goals. So can you suggest one technical term to the whole expression that I'm going to make? We need a one technical term to the whole expression. Expression is an efficient and effective utilization of resources in order to achieve all organic goals. Give one technical term. Efficient and effective utilization of resources, I mean all the resources, in order to achieve organic goal. In order to achieve is referred as management. That is management. Understand? That is what we have studied. So that management, right? So management is the efficient and effective utilization resources to achieve goals of an organization. That is what we have learned. This is the common definition of management. Understand? So I want to have an approach to manage. Now you realize, you understand all the technical jargons in the definition. You go through that definition. Management is the efficient and effective utilization. We discussed the meaning of efficient utilization. Efficiency refers to minimum wastage. Effectiveness refers to achieving goals. Right? Utilize resources. Resources are inputs. Resource factors of production. The things which are used in the process of production. Goals are the desired targets to be achieved. Organize a group of people who are working together. We have discussed all the technical jargons. Understand? So management is concerned about utilizing all the resources, efficient and effective. But we are going to talk about human resource. In human resource management, we are concerned only on human resources, not all the other resources. So we are concerned about managing only human resources. Human resource is the most important resource among all the other resources. Human resource also is scarce resource. Understand? So we do not have resources as many as we need, human resources. That also is scarce resource, economic resource. So as human resource also economic resource, scarce resource, how human resource should be utilized? How human resource should be utilized? Yes, that also scarce resource. කොහොමද මානව සම්පත කියන්නේ සම්පත් අතර තියෙන තවත් එක් සම්පතනේ තව සුවිශේෂ සම්පතක් අපි ඉගෙන වෙනම කතා කරමු. Among all the other resources, human is the most important, is the most vital resource. We will discuss it later. But however, human resource also one of the scarce resource, economic resource. As it is scarce resource, how it should be utilized? Should be utilized efficiently, not only efficiently, but also effectively. Effective. And for what? In order to achieve all our goals, right? So, by using this particular common definition of management, you can derive, you can make a very good definition for HR. Just simply adding one more word to a particular place. Simply adding one more word, you can make a good definition for human resource management. Human resource management is the human resource management is the how human resource should be utilized efficiently and not only efficient but also effective. Right? And so human resource management is the efficient and effective utilization of what resource? Human resource. Human resource. You have to add that before resource. Human resource. For what? To achieve goals and goals. Right. So that is how we are going to define the term here. Human management is the efficient and effective utilization of human resource, not any other resource. We are concerned only on human resources. So human management is the efficient and effective utilization of human resources. So to achieve goals of an organization. This is how we define it. Understand? We derive that definition from the general definition of management. So now we have discussed all the technical jargons in this definition except one. We discussed the meaning of efficient utilization. What do you mean by efficient utilization of human resource? Human resource should be utilized efficiently. What is efficient utilization of human resource? Yes. What do you mean by efficient utilization of human resource? Human resource should be utilized efficient. Efficiency refers to what? We discussed. Huh? How can you be efficient utilizing human resource? Efficient utilizing human resource? Efficiency refers to what? Efficiency refers to minimizing wastage. Right? Efficient utilize human resource means do not waste human resource. Do not waste human resource. Why human resource should not be wasted? Why human resource should not be wasted? What is the point? Because it is a scarce resource. Can't be a resource, scarce resource. Do not waste it. Understand? So human resource should be wasted. Human resource should be utilized without wasting. Minimizing waste. Understand? Not only efficiency, but also effective. Human should be utilized effectively. Whatever effective utilization of human resources. Effective utilization of human resources. Yes. Human resource should be utilized effectively. What's that? Effective utilization? What is effectiveness? We discussed that. Effective refers to achieving goals. So human resource should be utilized in order to achieve goals of the organization. Understand? So you have to utilize human resource in such a way that goals of the organization are achieved. Otherwise, it is not effective. Understand? Right. So HRD means the efficient and effective utilize human resources. What do you mean by human resource? What do you mean by human resource? What is human resource? Human resources are employees. Human resources are employees. Human resources are the people who are employed. Human is the workforce. Understand? Right. So I am going to argue that among all the other resources, human resource is the most important resource of all the other resources. Human resource is the most vital resource. Human resource, it is not an exaggeration. Right? It is correct. It is very correct to say that among all the other resources, human is the most important resource. Right? How do you say that human is the most important resource? How do we argue? That may be another possible question in the question paper. It is human resource that control all the other resources. It is not other resource that control human resource. It is human resource that control the other resource. So it is important. That is one of the unique characteristics. Ability to control. Human resource has got the ability to control. Human resource controls all the other resources. That is one of the unique features. What are the other? What are the other unique characteristics of human resource? There are several. Compare yourself with the other resources available in the organization. What are the unique characteristics of you? Compare your other. Think about these furnitures. Think about these electrical appliance. Think about compare yourself with the these multimedia laptop. Ability of thinking. Yes. Ability of thinking. Do you think that so other resources can think like you? How about your smartphone? Can a smartphone can think just like you think? Your sophisticated computer, can they think? No, they are working according to instruction given. Software is inserted. They can't think just like you think. The ability of thinking, it's only human beings can. Okay. Ability to think, then ability to create, ability of creativity. So human beings are creative creatures. So other resources are not creative. They cannot innovate. Right? So you can innovate, you can create, you are creative. But ability to create is another unique character. What are the others? What are the others? Ability to create, ability of creativity, the ability of thinking. Yes. What is? There are several. Why do you undermine yourself? Why do you underrate yourself? There are many unique characters. Yes. You can use those characteristics to convince your boss that you are so important. Yeah. Yes, able to organize themselves. Able to organize themselves as a trade union, as a group, as a team, as a political circle. Yeah. Right. So able to organize, able to unite themselves. Other resources will not organize. Yeah, although you have network of computers, they cannot organize themselves under someone the same. Computer ටිකට එකතු වෙලා බෑනික සමාජ පිට under someone else. Right, but you can. What is? There are some more. Yes. Need to think that much. Importance of you. Yes. Is that all? Okay, so what will happen to the value of many other resources with the passage of time? What will happen to this chair, office furniture? Depreciate with the passage of time. That's why you make some provision for depreciation when you make some final accounts. When you are going to make the final account, you make some provision for depreciation. Value goes down. One day you are replaced. Understand? Right. But what will happen to the value of human resource with the passage of time? Yes, not depreciate, appreciate. The value of you to your employer today will not be the value of you by next week. Value will increase. Why is it? Why the value of human is getting increased? Due to what reason? You don't understand it? Value increase. That is why many organizations use salary increments based on seniority. Seniors are more worth. Promotions are given based on seniority. Especially government sector office. Seniors are more valuable, more worth. Right. So why is it your value get increased day by day? For due to several reasons. Why? Huh? I specialize it. Right. Specifically speaking, one is your experience. The passing time, you become more and more experienced. The value of you today will not be valued by tomorrow. You have more experience. With experience, you get more knowledge, more skills, competencies, proper attitude, etc. Understand? So that's why the value of you get increased with the passage of time. The value of many other resources decrease. Okay, there are several unique characteristics. Human resource animate. It is active. Human is active, other resources are not active. It is live resource. Human resource live or living resource, other resources are not living. Understand? So ability to think, ability to feel. They can feel because they have a heart. Ability to react. Human resource may react, whatever the actions taken against them, they may react. Right? If the organization is going to make a pay cut, what will happen? We think that employees keep their arms folded. No, they may react. Understand? Right. So ability to react, ability to feel, ability to organize, ability to make some influence on determine their cost, ability to influence on determine their salaries, wages. So how human beings can make some impact, influence on determine their salaries and wages. They make some influence. How? By engaging collective bargaining. So by engaging in strikes. So overtime ban. Understand goes down. There are many ways, but other resources may never. So land or buildings will never fight to increase their rent. Understand? Right. So, but human resource, yeah. And one of the characteristics is heterogeneity. Humans are heterogeneous, not homogeneous. What do you mean heterogeneous? Huh? Different from each other. Can you find two people who are same in your company organization? In this world, no. People look same in terms of their size, in terms of their weight. I look. So color of the skin may be same, but they are different in many terms, especially psychological terms. So think about their knowledge. If the knowledge is same, how about their skills? Maybe same, compared to the same way of thinking, attitude. People are different. Understand? All people are different. You can't find two people also, so that they are actually. But in your you can find two machines who are identical, or with the same efficiency. Understand? Right. One of the notable characteristics of human resource that human resources are complex in their behavior. Right. So very difficult to predict the behavior of human. Can you predict the behavior of employees? Different people behave in different ways. Different people, different employees behave in different ways. And same people will behave in different ways throughout the day. The way one behave in the morning will not be the way he behave by evening. They to become an announcer. Totally different. One subordinate will come to you and say that, Madam, sir, I'm going to get the day off a little bit early today. I'm going to report the duty by 8:30 tomorrow. And I will come. Are you sure that he may come and start working by 8:30 tomorrow? Can you make sure? No, who can be? Sometime may come or sometime may not. That is the nature. Understand? So that you can't predict. But if you stop a particular machine, assume that you are going to start by 8:30 tomorrow. There's no power cut, definitely. Start. That is the need. Understand? Right. So that you can't predict the behavior of human. So those are the unique characteristics of human. So all those unique characteristics make human so important. Understand? Right. So then it is not an exaggeration to say that human resource is the most important resource over all the other resources. Right? If human resource is the most important resource over all the other resources, so managing that resource is more important than managing other resources. Are you with me? So we have to give the prominence to managing human resources. Understand? So that we have to manage human resource properly than other resources because that is the most important. So do you understand what we discussed? Is that clear? Is the time now? Huh? Right. Shall we stop for the day? So we are supposed to stop at 6. I'm going to stop a little bit early today. One means I'm not going to play. You can't speak properly. Right. We will stay. Right. Right. So we will discuss the rest of the things when you are going to be next time. So I will be able to complete the session. So I will upload the materials to LMS. Go through it, download it, better you can have hard copy with you, not that which you have soft copy. Before coming to the class, you can also come with the okay. So I want to get a feedback. Do you understand what we discussed? Is that clear? Speed okay, manageable. Right, then we'll meet next Sunday. Okay. Okay, let's see you.